Picture this. You're walking your dog. His tail is wagging. Pakembot-kembot pa siya. That big grin on his face. He looks so happy now. You look over to your left and you see cozy houses dotting the hillside. The sun is nearing the horizon. The sky is painted divine sunset hues. It's all golden. The palm leaves are rustling. You hear birds chirping. Hummingbirds fly by. Hummingbirds! You've only seen them in cartoons before. And you're thinking, this must be heaven. You look back on the past few years and you're baffled. How can the place you call home be so different now? You're finally in a safe and peaceful place and you're happy. Then you heard the loud bang. Your muscles tense. You feel like your heart's being crushed. You look over and it's just your neighbor. He closed the door a little too loud on his way out. So you relax a little bit. But still, so many thoughts and emotions flood in. Like always, they overwhelm you. It's frustrating, nakakainis, how so many mundane things still trigger panic attacks. And you still have nightmares all the time. Your night sweats are so bad. You've been like this for years. Even though you're so much better mentally now, it's like your body is stuck into responding to these triggers the only way it remembers how to. And as always, you just shake it off and carry on.
Huh?
So you get back home, your mom's there, you got fresh hot food on the table, your partner's on the phone, always there, and you're reminded of the good things. You're safe now. You can be gentle again. You can be kind again. The people around you deserve that. You can even remember the last time life permitted you to be this way. Soft but not weak. Loud but not angry. You're motivated. You're thriving. And it still surprises you how different you are now. For someone who's always been such a people pleaser, your rose-colored glasses got knocked out pretty hard. There were people you once loved and cared for like family. But now, you just can't speak kindly of them anymore. Now you respect them just enough not to lie about them. Something they can't even do for you. So you start talking. They spread lies about you and you're just telling the truth about everything you went through. Is that really bad? Even now, strangers harass you, insult you, accuse you, sending you hurtful messages, repeating lies, very familiar stories, lies they heard from God knows who, from God knows where. Things deliberately taken out of context to fit a certain narrative. But you see, you get it. That's their charm. That's what got you hooked in the first place. Little crumbs of that same charm. They were enough to keep you trapped in that sweet delusion for so long. Until they weren't. And at a certain point, you were sure leaving is the right call. Hindi ka desperate. You have a good paying job, you earn good money, you don't need citizenship, you don't need to depend on him. Matter of fact, he depended on you for years. But they expected you to stick around and endure all the physical, verbal, psychological abuse. Even his family yell at you and curse you out for the most trivial things. Sarili mo magulang, hindi ka minumura ng ganun eh. Yung lahat magic, nagiging kasalanan mo. Tinrovoke mo daw kasi. Provoke? The insane double standards, the disrespect you and your family get from them. The insane demands on how you should be spending your own money as if you're not giving them everything you can already. Issue pa rin magbigay sa sarili mong pamilya ng sarili mong pera, ng sarili mong gamit, Well, it's wrong for you to take anything from them. What's yours is theirs, what's theirs is theirs, ganon. For years, he's not sharing with the bills. You're already paying for everything and you're still not giving enough? Pero siya yung hinihinga nila ng monthly pangbawi sa kanila. That's even one of the reasons why he chose to stay under your roof. Maybe if you agreed to marry his uncle for citizenship, maybe then they would have treated you better. But what's the risk of getting jailed worth the promised 10 grand in the studio apartment you'll have to share with his uncle? Magkikiss lang naman kayo minsan. You constantly have to walk on eggshells to avoid their temper tantrums, dealing with their constant need to feed their ego. He's always looking out for praise and attention from other girls. Bata, matanda, single or taken, heterosexual or hindi. Siyempre daw kasi feeling niya ang pogi niya pag ganun eh. Sana dumaan na lang siya sa palengke araw-araw, no? Doon lahat ng tindera, hanap pogi? Pogi ano hanap? But no! He likes the challenge. He kissed a lesbian, okay lang daw. Dahil hindi naman magiging sila. He'd take advantage of drunk girls kahit yung nililigawan ng kuya niya. He would delete chats and keep nudes of friends. And somehow, everyone called you the crazy one for finally losing your patience and confronting the girl? Ang galing! Ang galing! Kasi, with his main chick, gusto nila yung hadik na hadik sa kanya eh. Yung halikan yung paa niya. Yung sasambahin siya no matter what he does. Gusto nila yung magbubulag-bulagan sa kalandian niya. But more than that, gustong-gusto niya yung pinagmumukha kanyang tanga. He likes being sneaky. It's like he's addicted to it. All the lies, the countless pathological lies, even on the most senseless things. It's second nature for him. And he's not even a good liar. But he's charming. That's the front he shows everyone else. So everyone likes him. And you're always the problem. But you're not allowed to tell anyone about any of it. Dapat daw sa inyo lang yung problema nyo eh. You have to keep it private. Even from your own family, hindi mo pwede sabihin. Kasi daw, it will be wrong for you to make them worry. Andiyan naman daw sila to help you. But to them, it's always your fault. It's always your fault somehow. And they'll just tell you, ganyan talaga mga lalaki, ang importante sa'yo uuwi. Ang lalaki walang problema, pero ang babae mahirap na sa edad mo magsimula ulit. Magtiyaga ka na lang, ganyan naman lahat ng relasyon. Eh hindi ka tanga eh. No one should be that desperate. Hindi ka sasaya sa ganung buhay eh. Hindi ka desperada para magtiyaga sa ganung lalaki, sa ganung pamilya. You felt so alone in that relationship. He always needed to feel powerful over you somehow. And nothing was ever enough to ensure basic respect. And still, all those years, you kept making excuses for him. Until you were completely hopeless. You saw how he's reverting to his old ways after getting a job, finally. Repeating his old patterns. The same old apathy, the same old indifference, the same old shadiness, the same old disrespect. Always wanting to be above you, some way, somehow. Always grabbing the chance to make you feel small. Since he can do a little more than nothing now. By chance, you vented to 3 of your closest friends. Mag-away ba naman kayo sa harap nila? Na-open lahat ng saloobin mo. Sobra na eh. Marriage of convenience na lang nga daw pala ang mangyayari. And you couldn't agree more. He kept on pretending everything's okay like he always does. Huwag mo na daw siraan yung celebration, that's why you're there. And even after you went back home, you told him many times, many times, iba na ngayon. Iba na yung nararamdaman mo eh. And he still didn't care enough to treat you right. No matter what you say, no matter how much you cry, he'd just pretend that everything's just fine. And you didn't want that kind of life. So you waited. You did your best to accommodate him before you made him leave. But you needed him to leave. Kasi sisisihin ka niya ulit sa pagbagsak niya sa exam like he always does eh. Eh bumagsak ulit siya. You've been stuck here over and over again, stuck between pain and guilt, stuck between hatred and pity. But finally, you decided. If he can't change, you want out. You're almost getting married. It no longer matters if he needs you or not. You wasted too much of your life believing false promises. Sabi nga nila, mahirap na sa edad mo magsimula ulit, diba? And you were worried about that as well. But there was never a right time for him to ever listen to you. So you focused on yourself. After so many years, you decided that you should do the things you love again. Dapat lang naman, diba? So you started making props for a cosplay. It's a dream you've always wanted to do, something in your bucket list, and he was less than enthusiastic about it. Parang nung nag-aaral ka, he never liked that you were achieving things, you know? He's saying you're so insensitive, that you're being happy while he's not happy, you know? Ang kalat sa salay eh. You were making props, syempre, di ba? He hated it. He hated it. And nung hindi ka nakapagluto ng sinigang on time, oh, that's when it blew up. That moment, that look in his eyes, habang hawak mo yung props, habang hinihintay mo lang naman siya bumili ng sinigang mix dahil sabi niya siya yung bibili. Hindi, ako yung bibili. O di sige, ikaw yung bumili. So, hinawakan mo muna yung props mo. You want to finish it. And that moment, he looked at you with so much disgust. Like you don't matter at all. Like, you're nothing. You're gross. You're, He looked at you that way. And it just drained everything out of you. And soon enough, his Baron Geisler moments again. While you were pooping in the bathroom, you were so vulnerable. That's another nail in the coffin. You know? Yung sigawan ka ng ganon, habang you're so vulnerable, it just takes all the worth you have in you away. It makes you feel like you're nothing. And it's not like he was really doing the change he was bragging about. He was bragging about changing. So you're repulsed by him at this point. You refuse to be near him. You don't want to sleep near him. So you're sleeping in the living room away from him. He's sleeping in your bedroom. And he's pretending like it's all okay. And a week passed and he's not talking to you for a week. After that, you just catch him lying so many times. He drives his coworkers home, coworkers he can't even identify. You know, the stories don't make sense. You work at the same place. You know how the things work there. Sobrang nakakatanga at sobrang obvious na mga kasinungalingan niya. Pero akala pa rin niya sa'yo tanga-tanga. He left you while you're crying to go snowboarding. Sabi mo daw kasi okay lang. Kaya he left. Because you said, it's okay, I'm okay. You're crying, and you're okay. So he left you. He went MIA for 3 hours. 3 hours for a 30-minute drive. Kasi daw, traffic. And he couldn't even text you. A 30-minute drive actually 20 minutes 30-minute drive naging 3 hours and he didn't have the time, the decency to text you. He's going home under your roof, you know. You live there. You're paying for everything there. You're paying for the rent. That's the kind of change he was doing. And at this point, you were counting all of it. You're counting every single one of those things. You tell your friend about it. And he remembers them for you. He helped you open up to your family. He helped you finally let your family know about all the things that you've been going through. He helped you seek help and accept the support that your family wants to give you. And you finally let them help you. You can't afford to be swayed by the other person's false promises again eh. Marupok ka eh. All you wanted was to get out from that dark place, do what's good for you, find your happiness, and start over again. But everyone just had to make it hard. It felt like everyone's just against it for some reason. Then you find out one of the reasons why. Turns out everyone's been judging you based on rumors from a while back. Rumors that started from one of those friends that helped you. The only friend na hindi ka iniwan. 24/7 on call. He was literally in a call you can join in on whenever. This was the time when Discord was still, those private messages when you call somebody. It doesn't stop until they made that update at some point. Then you can't even stay in the call for so long if you're alone in it. Before, you could call somebody, stay on that call active. It's active on your end until that other person joins the call. And it continues on. The time there, the countdown there continues on for days. So he was literally on call 24/7. He was there habang nag-iiyak ka, habang suicidal ka, baliw na baliw sa maling tao. Hurt, desperate, mourning, struggling to stay firm with your decision. He was the only person totally present at that time for you. He was the only person you can count on for anything at any time, for whatever you need, for your dog, for your family. So of course, you've grown fond of him. You needed him. Did you really use him though? They can call it however they want, but you're certain you wouldn't survive those months alone. So when you find out about the rumors he told everyone way back, naturally, you felt betrayed. He was sorry. He knew he messed up. He was drunk while he was telling those stories. And they took that for credibility. Paglasing daw kasi mas totoo. Kahit hindi nga siya lasing, utal-utal siya magkwento eh. He can't even tell a straight story when he's sober. And they know this. And yet, the truth got distorted fast. And this all happened before you even started talking to each other. But hey, you're also to blame eh, diba? Masyado kang accommodating, masyado kang mabait. And guys, they tend to mistake that for flirting. But you sincerely saw this friend group as your family. They were the only ones who are here in the US. You see them more often than your own family, actually. You see them every year. You can even go home to your family in the Philippines every year. You're a people-pleasing, motherly friend with moronic social skills. He's the only one without a partner sa tropa niyo eh. You always think, this guy had been single for so long. He's been alone for so long. And so you wanted him to feel loved. You and your partner talk about this. Whenever you were getting them gifts during the holidays, you would tell your partner this. Regardless, not one of the people you also considered your friends bothered to ask your side of the story. But even after you cleared things up, even after they knew the truth, they still didn't care. They all believed what they wanted to believe. It was easier for them to blame you eh. To blame everything, all of it. It was easier to blame all of it for you for all of it. Even from the start of all this, it was your fault this one friend has grown to like you. And the others expected you to take yourself out of the equation for their sake. You're the outsider eh. You're the outsider after all. You're the odd one out. And even when that one friend still chose to stand by you, they all made sure to point out na you will be ruining him in the process. And that's going to be on you. That's going to be your fault. The falling out of these men, the rumors about you, how you're hurting your ex, how you're hurting your ex's family, how you're ruining that one friend's reputation in relationships, how you're making it hard for everyone else in your friend group because now they have to adjust, how you're being such a burden to everyone and everything. Everything just revolved around them. They didn't care that you're mourning, having to end your almost a decade-long relationship. They didn't care that you're the one who canceled your engagement, the wedding that you've already spent your entire savings on through your ex's persuasion. You didn't even want a grand wedding in the first place. It was him who convinced you. They didn't care about the fact that you'll be struggling to live alone here in the US. They didn't care that you can't function. They didn't care that you're crying every single day. You're crying yourself to sleep. You're crying in the shower. You're crying while driving. You're crying while passing meds. You're crying while you're doing bed baths. You're crying while giving report. They didn't care that you're choosing to put your support dog for adoption because you can't even take care of yourself anymore. You're letting go of your dog, the only one who was there with you through it all. They didn't care that you're extremely lonely. They didn't care that you're depressed. They didn't care that you're fighting through every single day not to end your life. They didn't care that you're hurting from getting blamed for it all. And so you're alone again. You're thinking, you really can't trust anyone after all. Soon enough, you spiraled and believed them too. You also blamed yourself. Guilt-ridden for all the wrong things na maybe you're suffering now for trying to find a better place for yourself. Maybe this is the only life you can have. Maybe you don't deserve any better. But also, maybe you're really meant to be together. Maybe it's true that he'll change this time. That's why this all happened. So you ask God. You've been asking God. And this time you thought He answered. It was direct, specific, very specific sign you asked for na God answered within seconds. He answered within seconds. Parang sinupal-pal sa'yo ni Lord yung sagot. And that guy, he exploited that. He exploited that. You gave in and gave him another chance, but it wasn't too long before you catch him in so many lies again. But you're so confused kasi you believe God placed you there. And you kept begging God, begging the guy, begging him, if he cannot treat you right, just let you go. Just leave you be. But he wouldn't. He kept pulling you back, knowing you're much too broken at this point. Marupok ka eh. Oo, napakarupok mo. But now you're too mentally unstable to even resist him at this point. And he abused that. Knowing you had no one, knowing you had nowhere left to go, even that one friend, you let go of him now because you wanted to start over again with this guy. And he kept pulling you until you're back in too deep. And like he's always done, he kept pushing and pushing you into wanting to kill yourself. He used to tell you, just do it. Gawin mo na lang when you're suicidal. But you told him several times, you made it clear to him, Several times, so many times, you told him, it's different this time. It's different this time. You have nothing to lose anymore. And you have everything to gain if you just end it. So that you will do it. You will do it. But you're still scared to end up in hell. And the suicide clause in your insurance is not over yet. So that's one really big thing that, is keeping you from doing it. Your family will get nothing. But you can't take it anymore. And every time you begged him to just leave you alone, the many times that you dialed the police to scare him away, those many times that you dialed the police proves that. But still, he continued to make conscious decisions to push you. He made conscious decisions over and over again to push you. You were begging him to just stop talking. He was twisting things again, straight up lying, changing the narrative again. He's making you go crazy again, making you doubt your reality again. You're begging him to just stop talking, just stop lying. Or you take all the remaining pills you can get, all the alcohol, and see what happens from there. And he made sure to keep on pushing you until you did. And he tells you, bakit gagawin mo? Andito ako eh. So ano pala yun? Gagawin mo nang nandito ako? Ano pala yun? Implying you're just doing it for his attention. Even in the psychiatric ward afterwards, he continued manipulating you. He's the only one you have there. He's the only one who can get you out of there. So you had to lie to your psychiatrist, you had to lie to everyone that he wasn't the cause of it all. If you want to get out of there. Even after you got out, the endless cycle of abuse and love bombing and abuse and love bombing, he exploited whatever he can until you lost everything. What little is left of your money, your income, your sanity, your faith, until you had absolutely nothing left except being buried in so much more debt than you were before. Then, only then, he abandons you. Only after he got totally dependent, only after he got you under his control again. Only after he got you dependent on him and hopeful again. That's when he left. Almost a decade in that relationship and he ghosted you all of a sudden. He actually sent you pictures in the airport. He was calling you. He sent you selfies. Bet you he sent those selfies to other girls as well. Then he finalized the breakup through text. He didn't even have the decency to properly end things, much less give you a proper apology. And, not surprisingly, he continued lying about you to everyone so they could save face. Then, after a few months, when he found out that you're moving out of state, he asked for closure. Lapit pa siya sa tropa. He claimed he means well. So he disturbed your peace, claiming he means well. Turns out he just wanted the ring back and some other stuff back. Then he had the audacity to demand you what you shouldn't and shouldn't tell people. He had the audacity to demand what you should and shouldn't do. He had the audacity to demand that you delete your pictures together, as if you even want to see them yourself. He had the audacity to demand that you pack all of his things, those things that he intentionally left at your apartment, for him to pick up. Mind you, you gave him so many chances to get his things even without you there, but he did. Finally, he had the audacity to say, "We were never together. after manipulating you and using your body so many times after you got back together. And that about does it for you. Of course you lash out. He's demanding petty things back. Meanwhile, you paid all the expenses in your household for years. You're still paying for his PC, for his iPad, for his Apple Watch, etc. So you counted that for him. Since he's taking things back, he's counting things, it's only right that he give you this back, no? You literally fed him and housed him. Fully paid vacations here and there. You don't even go home to your family in the Philippines because of that. For years. And yet you never ask for him to pay anything back when you left. His ungrateful. But now he had the audacity to ask for this. The audacity to demand that you carry down that broken, decade-old, hand-me-down, heavy digital piano that's not even working anymore after telling you all of these things. He doesn't give a shit about that thing. His mom probably is demanding him to take it back. That's just like her. It's all about pride. It's theirs. They wanna rub it to your face. That's mine. And they wanna take it. And now that you're fighting back, ang galing. Baliktad na naman. Ikaw na naman yung mukhang pera. Ikaw naman yung mukhang pera. Ang galing. Ang galing, no? Lahat na babaliktad. Tapos sasabihin, minahal ka. Where was the love there? You were used and exploited the whole time until you're not needed anymore. And you lost people you cared about for these kind of people. You lost people you thought you were your friends. And now, people think you're crazy for lashing out, for being in pain for so long, for speaking up. The only way you can, since they all refuse to hear you, no? You still get harassed behind the scenes. And you're in the wrong for wanting to defend yourself. Sabi nga nila kasi, it's not the worst case di ba? Marami dyan na mas mahirap ang pinagdaanan. Hindi isolated cases yan. Epidemic. Dahil ba doon, hindi ka na pwedeng magsalita about sa paghihirap mo? Those people are they're living their best lives. Bakasyon dito, bakasyon doon, without a care for who they've hurt, without a care for the problems they've caused. Wala silang paki. Meanwhile, you're here. You're still struggling to get back on your feet. You're still trying to get by. You're struggling to get by. And magsalita lang, mali pa. Because you're not accommodating their peace. You're not giving them their peace. Oh, they're so peaceful, guys. To many, you're just the crazy ex. The crazy ex who can't get over it. That's all you are to a lot of people. And sadly, more than that, ikaw yung ahas. Ahas na tumalo sa tropa nyo. Oh, diba? So scandalous. Ganun na lang tingin sa'yo ng maraming tao eh. Pati mga taong inakala mong kaibigan nyo. Doon na lang umikot ang lahat. Nakakatampo, diba? And yes, we should forgive indefinitely. And you did. You turned the other chick countless times. You also tried walking away, diba? And that still wasn't enough for them to stop. And yes, we should love our neighbors as we love ourselves. As we love ourselves. And there comes a point when still choosing to be kind to certain people is not being kind to yourself anymore. There comes a time when you should stop torturing yourself for the sake of those people who deliberately keep on hurting you. You've always been shamed for talking about how you feel. Even now, hanggang ngayon, you're being shamed for talking about the things you went through. But hey, some people simply choose to justify their biases over the truth, diba? And some people simply couldn't care less how you feel. So why don't you just focus on you? Be the person you needed to be. Be the person you needed to be there for you. Say the words you needed to hear. And be your own listener. They told you so many times over, laging sinasabi sa'yo, walang makikinig sa'yo. People don't care. Wala daw silang pake. You'll only look bad if you make it public. Pinagmumukha mo lang tanga ang sarili mo. No one will care. Wala silang pakialam. And yet here you are. Where talking in itself is priceless liberation. This was your life eh. Syempre, you don't want it simply forgotten. This was in your head the whole time you were on the floor crying. After another failed attempt to end your life, ito yung paulit-ulit na matakbo sa utak mo eh. What's the purpose of this all? You didn't want to die and simply be forgotten. The thought of dying and being forgotten, actually, that hurts way more than all the rage you feel towards them. And you know they'll be happy if you just die, if you just disappear. You were sure of that. And that thought, that kept you alive for a while. But still, there still came a point when kahit na alam mong sasaya sila pag nawala ka, you didn't care anymore. That's just not worth the pain anymore. They're not worth the hassle. Hassle na mabuhay eh. Kasi you honestly believed that ending your own life, you believe na that's what God wanted. Na that must be the reason why God placed you in that situation to begin with. Magiging mas maga ang buhay nila eh. Lahat sila pag nawala ka. Yayaman yung pamilya mo, sasaya yung mga taong gumawa sa'yo nun, magiging malaya sila. Maybe that's the ultimate form of forgiveness. You thought maybe that's the cross you have to bear. It kinda sounds like nonsense, no? But it was all too reasonable for you at that time. Maybe that was God's purpose. You'd be happy too eh, if that's the case. No more pain, no more struggles, diba? You were excited to see what's in the afterlife. Maybe you'll be some floating stardust. Maybe you'll even see God. You wanna know what heaven looks like. Sana hindi ka mapunta sa hell, no? You're just tired of this world. You're just hopeless. And you're just eaten alive by it all. All the rage, all the anger, the pain, the confusion, the loneliness. And you spiral and you keep on spiraling in this loop of internal conflict, especially with your faith. You always get stuck in identifying where the line is between tolerating abuse and self-love, truthfulness and sympathy, selfishness and purpose. But right now, you're certain of one thing. You want to exist and make your existence known. Even if no one understands, even if people refuse to listen, even if nobody listens, you simply want to exist. This was your life after all. Good or bad, it's a huge part of who you are. And more than that, it must be nice, diba? If your future children, if your grandchildren, your future generations can know you this way. To listen to your stories in your own words. They'll be able to meet you even after you're long gone. Makakakwentuhan mo pa rin sila. And maybe they'll learn a thing or two from you. Maybe they'll learn something from all your rant. And maybe not just them. Maybe by doing this, you can also help other people. And maybe this was God's purpose all along. And yes, it's such a mess. Ang kalat-kalat no? But people demand your dirt like you're denying them. But you know you're flawed. Your flaws have weighed you down for as long as you can remember. You know that. You are, in fact, tremendously flawed, and you are, in fact, painfully aware of it. And now you dare talk all about it, good and bad. And yes, you lived a long, flawed life way before all of this. And that's part of your life too. So isama natin sila, no? Kaya, why don't we start from the beginning?